Hi guys, I hope my voice is on. So first let me check if my voice is audible. Yeah, I think so it is. So let's start our stream today. We'll start with our usual practice. First, what I'll do is I will introduce myself. I'm Akash, and I'll be streaming every day before the market closes, mostly around 3 p.m. So yeah, let's now go through what we discussed on Friday, as today is Monday. So let's see. First, I would like to talk about the cryptos. Crypto, as you guys, if you have watched the last stream, you would remember that crypto uh, was like we were wanting to enter here, like we entered somewhere around 3000 level, and while we were live on Friday, the crypto was trading 304 something, and then we we were expecting the price to do something like of this sort, and we're waiting for US session to have this momentum. So if you can see, the price has shot up, and the price shot up actually 6% from where we were speaking, and our entry was around 3000 with 29. So stop loss was around 2958, and we could capture. I exited here, like our targets were 3150, 3152, around that whole number. So we exited here. So that was a good one. That was that made my weekend better one. So let's see. Now we'll talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin also, when we're speaking about it, the Bitcoin was somewhere here, somewhere around these levels, and we were mentioning that Bitcoin can go across these levels. So yeah, Bitcoin shot up as well, and Bitcoin gave a move of 3.34%. So Ethereum was the stronger one, and Bitcoin gave a 4%. So crypto was good. Now let's talk about what Bitcoin and Ethereum can do moving forward, right? So this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin, and as you can see, it has been stuck in this range now for 8 weeks. This is the start of the 8 week. So now what we can see is Bitcoin has literally made some basing around it. So I feel Bitcoin can give us a pullback till here, and then it can go to take out these highs, right? And no, I'm not saying that Bitcoin will start going very bullish about it. So I'm not saying that Bitcoin will just surpass one lakh or things like that. I'm just saying that Bitcoin will have a move which will take out these highs, take out this liquidity, the whole block of liquidity which is present here, right? So it will do that, and then we'll decide what to do. So keeping that in mind, now let's go to the smaller time frame and see what it is trying to do here. Let's see. Yeah, it is just trying to do time pass. So right now, what I can see is that it is in a broader range of 91,000 and 94. So Bitcoin will try to spend some time here, right? So that is all about Bitcoin. And let's see Ethereum. Yeah, this was our trade here, and that's how we decided that the crypto will move, and it did just like that. Now let's go on the daily time frame. So Ethereum Ethereum's chart is a little better one, I would say, because it has room to move up till 3,400 levels. But now let's go in the smaller time frame and check how it can do the same, right? It this range, if you see, this was a minute range, and now this range has been broken. So yeah, we can see that it can move at least till 3,300. But now again, we'll go in the smaller time frame and decide what it will try to do next. Again, Ethereum also looks like range bound to me. Like this is the low, and again this is the high, right? So Ethereum will try to do something like it will keep dancing here and then do this, something like that. So they are range bound to positive for now. Okay. So that's all for the cryptos. And then moving forward, let's talk about Bank Nifty. Let's start with Nifty first, our major index. Okay. So as you can see that we have made a range and Nifty is still trying to like what Nifty is trying to do. I want Nifty to hold here for 1, 2, 3 days. Then the breakout which will come will be even higher. Yes, so that is all about Nifty, and let's go now. Like that is all about the daily time frame. The daily time frame, we are still bullish. We are not changing our bias whatsoever. And when we go in the hourly time frame, first we remove the drawings and we'll see what it can do. So these these levels. Tomorrow is the expiry, by the way, for Nifty, as tomorrow is Tuesday. So these levels where Nifty broke out, these are bound to get tested, right? So Nifty can come down here, take some support, and then again shoot up like this. So if Nifty comes around 150, then it will be a very good buy zone. So let's see how it does. And so that is all about Nifty. So I'm expecting a sideways movement in Nifty. I don't want Nifty to fall below 26,000. Whatever be the case, like if it falls below 26,000, only then we will move our bias to negative. Otherwise, as long as 26,000 is holding, and to be more precise, 26,100 is holding, we will be bullish and we will be targeting 26,700, 800 in these zones. Yeah. And now when I see the 5 minute time frame, right? So I see we see these levels. It has taken some support here, but this support is not so trustworthy, and it can again fall like this, and maybe tomorrow it can start rising from here, right? So it is just sideways to positive, I would say. It can show some weakness, but it won't be a that big of a fall. I mean, the now this is VIX chart. VIX, as you guys know, is the indicator of the volatility, and finally we can see a shot up of 6% in VIX. So that is a sign of volatility, and usually when the market is at all-time high, Nifty will tend to the index and the euphoria, everything which is created will try to show some impulsive move on the India VIX, which is the volatility, which measures the volatility. So it now VIX also uh, mostly people don't see this as a chart, but I like to see this as a chart. So VIX, as you can see, VIX has been in this range for quite some time. So VIX is finally ready, I would say, to touch 10.5. So in the coming days, yeah, we can see VIX shooting up to 10.5, 10 or 11, maybe a pullback here, and then 10.5. This is what I see in VIX. Now talking about Bank Nifty again, daily is positive, and today it made a higher high. The high of today was 6437, which shows that Bank Nifty is actually more stronger than Nifty in the current market situations, right? And Bank Nifty is still bullish, and Bank Nifty, what it can do is it can slowly and steadily come down to these points, and then it might just do this, and then again we are going for 6800, because the motive of the base hasn't been completed, and that's why we are still bullish on Bank Nifty, right? So again, Bank Nifty also we are having the same bias. It is sideways to bullish. and we'll only be changing our bias once Bank Nifty starts to break these levels, right? As long as these levels are holding, and we'll be still positive on Bank Nifty as well. Now let's go and talk about some stocks. So let's first discuss what are the stocks that we are interested in. So this is RR Cable. Okay, this belongs to the cable sector, and if you can see, the stock did have a heavy, nasty fall. Like it fell from what 1800 to directly from 800, so it fell about 50% straight, and the fall, the low of the fall was on 24th February 25, around that date. So uh, the stock has been trying to contract, and the daily time frame still looks like the stock is pivoting around these levels, right? So if you can see, uh, the stock, it made a high of 1500 here, 1500 here, 1500 here, and again 1500, and now it is trying to maintain that optimism. And the stock really wants to towards like push towards 1550 and 1600, those levels. So now what the stock can do, the stock ideally can start moving from here, like considering this whole base, the stock can ideally move around. Like if you are a swing trader, what you can do is you can just take up a position like this and just relax, right? But I'm more of a, like, I like to time the stock as, and like for the swing traders, you can easily get these target, right? But we I like to time the stock in a better way. So what we'll do is we'll just go in the smaller time frame and see if we can find something else. So now ideally the stock has been doing this, right? So now what it can do next is tomorrow continue this, and then the stock will be ready. And while it does this, it will have a bigger and better contraction, like the time contraction as well as the price. I wouldn't say price contraction, but the time contraction will be done. So yeah, and then our stop loss wouldn't be so big. Like as for swing traders, our stop loss can be around these levels, 1482, and then we'll try to target 16. I would say 1700, something like this. So that will be the idea for RR cables. Let's see what it does tomorrow, and then we can decide. Again, we I took this entry today on, like, this is the chart of Apex Frozen Foods, and I took this. We took this entry around in the morning, like when the stock was here, 297, 296 range. First, let me go to daily to explain you like what we are looking at, right? If you can see on the daily time frame, if you can see this whole base, this whole big base, like the it started on what 12th September 22, and today is the 5th January. So it almost comprises of 1207 days. So almost you can say it is of 4 years roughly. So that is a very big base. And if you just measure the base 30-40%, so we can expect the stock to move at least 40-45% from here. So that is a very big range that we are looking at. Now coming like again, I will just I'm switching between time frames, but don't worry, you will get hang of it once you start to practice more and more. So now again the same logic is applied. The stock made a high here and the stock fell, and then from 310 to it fell to 200, and then again twice, and the stock finally made came here third time, and now the stock, if you see, volumes are also starting to kick in, right? Now since everything was set, so what we did is we waited for this, like, you see now our basic ideology behind the stock is clear. The stock wants to go past 300 levels and basically go towards 350, 400. Now, but for the entry, we have the same BCB pattern. We are looking for a very tight range. Actually, the better entry would be here. Like if you can see, this is proper BCP with contractions and everything, right? But it did this on second, and today is fifth, so I missed this, and then that's why I was ready. Like if any contraction near the top of the highs, we would be taking the trade, right? So finally I got our entry at 297, and our stop loss are around 285, 286 levels, and we are targeting at least these highs, 359. So yeah, so that is how our trade is looking like, and by good luck or whatever you can say, the stock has already moved 4.5%. So that is a good sign. And now, once the stock moves 4.5% away from our price, then what I like to do is just put our stop loss towards to the cost and make it risk free. That is how I like to trade. I don't like to take the risk of the stock coming back to our price and falling beneath it. I don't like it. And since we are talking about it, I can see then this like this. There's something proven in it, and the stock is and will be ready to move towards 320 levels. So that would be that would be nice. Let's check it out tomorrow what it does, right? And again, let's see, this is Atlas. This is okay space, so let's just avoid it actually. So this is GMR. I think we spoke about GMR on the 2nd of January. Yeah, we did. So we were expecting GMR to take out these highs, right? 107 highs. So it did that in the morning. The opening candle was already 2%, and what we got from here, like we the stock couldn't sustain and the stock kept on falling. But by the end of our session, the stock is again 1%, I would say. Yeah, 1% up from our price. So we are still holding it. We are still holding it. Our stops, like initial stops was 103.25. What we can do is we can bring our stops to 103.87 and reduce our risk. Right? We are still holding, and this is still strong on the daily. I don't see any problematic situations as long as we are trading above 106, 107 levels for tomorrow. So that is for GMR. And looking at this, what it can do is actually, I will tell you, like it can do this and start go towards 107 tomorrow. So let's see this tomorrow. And now, this is something. This is a illiquid stock, so I would suggest a bigger stop loss. Like in the case of GMR, we are taking 2, 3, 4% stop loss, but this is illiquid. This is an illiquid stock, so we'll just give room a little. We'll give little more room. So this is Mufin Green Finance, right? So this on daily looks absolutely ravishing. Like the base is again, it is a 1 year base, and the stock has been trying to come out of the base, and you can see this can be our target as well. I just want the stock to have some cleaner contraction here, right? I just want the stock to do this, some spend some time here, make a bigger base, then the stock will be ready. So this is something that we'll keep in our watch list. Slancorp. Slancorp is okay. So okay, this is something we missed today. Like I was tracking it, but I couldn't capture it. First, let me explain you on the daily. Let's go to hourly. So this is the whole big base that we are seeing, right? And as you know, we trade on BCP. logic. So this is the first leg, this is the second leg, this is the third leg, and as soon the stock completed its third leg, what the stock was trying to do is trying to make a base here itself. Right now, you saw there were three legs in the bigger time frame, and what the stock did is actually made three legs here, right? So our proper entry was in the morning, but like yeah, this also moved on 2nd January. But if we missed it here, our again, if you see, if we go on to the smaller time frame, again the stock gave us a pullback to our high price, and then the stock again was trying to give contraction three legs, but we missed this. So this was a very good setup, and this can easily uh, Madhusumi can easily go towards 53. That's what we are looking at. And I like the weekly time frame as well. So the stock is probably going for the new all-time highs, is what I believe. Okay, so this is that. And let's see. This is Indian Hume pipes again. We have discussed this on second, uh, right, on my in my last video. Again, the stock looks absolutely beautiful, and there's no point of changing anything, either our stop loss or our, like, we don't have to do anything. The stock is trying to come off the base, and mostly it will try to shoot towards 430 440 levels tomorrow. It will start doing that. Okay, once it starts moving, taking out 430 435 levels, we'll shift our stop loss. But right now we don't have to do anything. The daily looks absolutely fine. If you can see, there is like one, two, three legs, and then at least the stock should move towards 480, but that would be after it crosses 430. So let's target 430 435 first, and then we'll be shifting our stop loss. So I'll be updating you on that. Again, this is something SGFN we spoke about, and the stock is still trying to, like, what, whenever the stock is taking time or resting near the highs, I really like it because uh, if we have imagine if we have to run a marathon, what we do, we rest before the big day. We rest before the big day, and we rest for good amount of time. Like, we don't run the whole day prior to the marathon. We are resting because our body needs to be rested for that big marathon. So that's what I'm like. That's what I think SG Finance is doing, and it will. What it can do is it can come towards 400 403 round levels, and then the stock will pick up really. And I want a good contraction. If same something like this here, then we can attempt this, and this will easily surpass 440 450 levels. So this is again, this is still on our radar. We haven't entered. So this is now, next stop is VBL. As we said, daily it it was good, and on second it actually went till 495, but now it is back at cost. So just a second, yeah, sorry. So now it is at our cost price again. So what we'll do is we'll do nothing for the time being. We'll wait and see what VBL is trying to do tomorrow. If the stock is doing something like this, I'll just delete it, right? If the stock is doing something like this, then our conviction will start dropping. Otherwise, the stock is still fine as long as it doesn't break this 485 levels. Then the stock should just do this and carry on with this. So that's what we are looking at VBLs. We are not changing anything. Our stop loss is intact, 473. We will target 510 as our first target and 530 as our final target. So this is Sanoris Pharma, right? Also, all these trades will be updated on my trading view channel. So if you want to join that, you can join that as well, right? So Sanoris Pharma, after the initial push, is trying to give little contraction here. Just give me a second. And now, so I've what we have done in this is we have shifted our SL to 828. I'll just give it some room. So we have shifted our SL to 820, and we'll be just holding this trade. We'll not do anything. Again, we are just hoping that the price does this and again gives a new high. If it doesn't, then that's fine. We have anyway shifted our initial, like our initial SL was of 4%, and we are already sitting on a 4% gain, 3.5% gain. So if you want, you can actually exit, but me, if you ask me personally, we should still hold it, and we should see. We'll put our stops to cost, and we should hold it. And this is again Polyplex. We are still holding. As I mentioned, the stock will, like when there's this long wick, the stock is, and will try to make a range, like so. If you can see, we are expecting it to come here and then start doing something like this. The stock is actually trying to do that. So as again, same thing with Polyplex. We have shifted our initial SL was 810, we have shifted it to 826, 827 levels. And this is now DBL. DBL still looks good, and this can get tricky. This can get tricky, as in, like the pivot is as long as it is staying for about 470, we would be liking it. The stock will try to move up, right? So we are still holding our stops in this in DBA, in DBL is 450, 452, and CM current market price is 468. So let's see. I still believe the stock has enough strength to get out of this zone. Once I just want the stock to move at least till 470, 475, 476 levels. Once it does this, then the stock won't stop and will give a erratic movement towards 500. So yeah, we are still holding that. So that's, I think that's it for today. So yeah, I think that's it. Let me see if I can see anything else which I have missed. No, I think that should be it. So thank you for joining, and I'll meet you tomorrow. We'll be going live around 3 or 2:30 p.m. So thank you everyone for joining, and do like. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments. Thank you.